is the narrative, the false narrative that was created in advance, and was not checked on, was not scrutinized, and instead was repeated over and over as if it were truth. These things about Cousette, and just really it was a disservice to him, but also it was a disservice to the system when people go out and, again, without scrutiny, are repeating things that are allegations by one side. And to the extent you were in trial, you saw that all of them were rebuffed. But it doesn't help anybody when that sort of stuff is repeated throughout the community, because then you create in people's mindsets a legitimate reason to believe that it's some sort of us versus them, right? We've got this bad rogue officer out there. It was complete and utter nonsense, But again, if it gets repeated and reported without scrutiny, I just think it's a real disservice. So I hope that y'all were in court, and able to see that those claims were not true, and that Cousette did not deserve to have his reputation besmirched like that. So, and instead what you saw, the people who spoke on behalf of the defendant got up and said that to the extent that they knew Cousette, what did they say about him? Great man, great man. So, it's just unfortunate. So I think that repeating or reporting things like that without question is a real disservice broadly and serves no one well.
And for both of the aggravators that you guys were arguing today and Tuesday to have been voted yes by the jury, and that still to be the outcome, what kind of comment do you have on that?
Oh no, we're glad for the outcome. Listen, what we're about is doing the right thing, and we ask the jurors to do the law, and to rely not on emotion or sympathy, and go back and weigh the aggravators and the mitigators, and we're confident that that's what they did, and so who are we to challenge them? We're happy to think the system worked well.
Do you think that this conviction and this sentencing is justice for Cousette's family, for him, and for law enforcement?
Well, I think it's justice for the system. I think it's justice for the community, and proof again that things work. If people will sit back and allow the system to work, is additional evidence of the confidence that they ought to have in the system, instead of setting out to attack things and assuming the worst because someone said it on Facebook or on the internet. I think we should expect more of ourselves and more of people in our community. But very glad with the work of our people. Worked incredibly hard. Law enforcement was tremendously supportive, and this office has poured its I don't know blood, but I can tell you for sure sweat and tears over 6.5 years. But I can tell you the past 2 months have been almost singularly dedicated to this, and that makes me extremely proud of our people. And the work that they've done. Again, for what? For the people of our community and in service to our law. So. Yeah.
And I know that at least some members of Watkins' family, and I believe some members of the defense as well, have said that they plan to appeal this conviction. Do you have any kind of comment to that?
Yeah, I don't. Okay. That's the defendant's right. Yeah.
We've seen a lot of law enforcement on the day that the guilty verdict came down. Today was sentencing. Mm-hmm. Obviously here for support, but why too, I guess, more security hyped up?
Yeah, I think you have to talk to the sheriff's office and the police department about that. The sheriff's office is responsible for courthouse security. You'd have to speak with them about that.
But it wasn't something you guys requested by any means?
No, absolutely not. No, we didn't request anything. No. We just did our job. Yeah.
Anything else you guys want to talk about, just what it took to get here? You guys being able to both be in trial every day, working on this for these 6 years, just the outcome that it came, and two, just kind of going through a capital murder where death penalty's on the table, going through that sentencing process. Anything new or novel for you guys there?
No, I just think it was very difficult facts, and I think that by preparing and searching for truth, right, is where it revealed itself, as far as looking at stuff that came singularly from us in court with respect to CT scans, x-rays, those sorts of things that if y'all were in court you saw. And so it told a tale that there were unfortunately no witnesses alive to tell. So.
Anything else you guys want to say or add?
I'm just extremely proud of our people. Love our law enforcement, and love more than anything our people and the dedication they have to this system, to our community, and doing things the right way. Anything else?